Hello. So my name is Patty, and I think last week we were together waiting for these babies to arrive, which they did, but certainly not on time. It was about 2 in the morning. They started coming hot and heavy. So here's our first little, oh, what's the matter? What's the matter? They're right now, they're waiting for their next meal. This is about as awake as they get to hear that little, they're starting to do these little coos. That's a real social step for these guys. Okay, so here we have our first little boy, and we're gonna call him Lemony Snicket, just because that's fun to say. Lemony Snicket. Do you like that? All right, and then who else do we have here? Hello, babies. Let's see, we have another boy here, and this is going to be Robinson Crusoe, right? We're naming our pups after characters from literature, just to remind you. So this is Robinson Crusoe, and I'm thinking that we might call him Cruz and make Cruz a cool name again, right? Apologies to Tom. Okay, now we have, let's see, this little boy. He's an interesting boy. This is the only pup in a birth that I've actually revived at birth, is that right? Because he was born not breathing. So, did my little teeny tiny chest compression, right? Gave him a little bit of a breath of life, right? And he came back really with a vengeance. So he had this high-pitched, kind of a pipsqueak, I thought, and at first this is me with details, at first I thought he was a little girl, but he's not. He's definitely a little boy. What's going on over here? Huh? What's going on? I know. So he's a little boy, and I've decided to name him Pip, which I believe, I am an English major, and I believe that's a character from a Dickens novel. Great Expectations, right? I believe that's true. And we have great expectations for him. Okay, so we've got Cruz, we have Pip. Where are our girls? We do have 2 girls here. Let's see. No, you're a boy too. Where are our girls? Where are oh, here's one of those girls. Okay, so this is June. And I'm very into Handmaid's Tale. As you recall, a little while ago I was into Game of Thrones, so we had a Game of Thrones litter. We still have our Sansa and our Snowy, right? And in fact, Snowy sired this litter, so it's all connected. So we have June here, and, right? She's going to be our resident female warrior. What? Now what is the problem over here? Okay, let's find our other girl. Where's our other girl? Yeah, here she is. Okay, so she's a little bit smaller, a little bit darker, and we're going to be naming her Frances. And it's for Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and also Bedtime for Frances, which happens to be my favorite children's book, right? And also Francie was one of my first best friends in the world. So that's 3 different reasons to name you Francie. And she's a very peaceful girl. You know, she's awake now. It's hard to tell because her eyes are shut. They say that pups this age are blind as well as deaf, but I don't believe it. I think she can hear my voice. I know that, you know, now of course she smells me too. Right? And she feels my breath, she feels my fingers. But I also think that these guys can hear. I've been sitting here and I've sneezed before and they've all jumped. So I really believe that they do have some hearing. All right, now let's see, catching up on our names. We've introduced Cruz and Pip and Lemony Snicket. Lemony Snicket, just because it's fun to say. And then our last boy, that came down to a tie. I wanted one of the babies. Let's see, I think you are the last boy here. I wanted one of the babies to be from The Outsiders. So we had a tie for a little bit between Pony Boy and soda pop. I know. So we decided on Pony Boy because of the line, stay gold, right? We're gonna stay gold. All right, so as you can see, we've already got socialization going. This is my office in here, so I jump into the whelping box several times a day, and I choose my timing for when the pups are awake and communicating, such as they are now. So I can communicate right back. Oh, these guys are only 5 days old, but they settle down. I pick them up. They're intrigued. They don't, they seem to enjoy their little trips up. And in fact, following what they call the super dog protocol. Okay, I'm rolling my eyes a little bit because they make it sound very scientific. Move the pups through space. That's pretty easy to do, right? Little tactile stimulation. Same thing as cuddling, right? There's a way to talk about science to make it simple. And certainly, well, what is the problem? Come here. Come here. There we go. Who are you? You're a boy, and I think you might be Lemony Snicket. And I named the lightest boy that, and I believe that's you. All right, well, these big... Oh, here we go. Come here. What's the matter? This is Francis. So, bedtime for Francis, bedtime for... Actually, it's nursing time. That's why these guys are a little restless. So, bring Lily in, and these guys are going to have their... Well, I guess we'll call it brunch, because it's about 10 o'clock. You guys ready for your brunch? Yeah. Yes, good babies.